You are not going to believe this. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Okay. The president ordered a military attack on a sovereign nation again. And Congress, again, wasn't told. But the oil companies were? Like, I'm not even joking, guys. That like actually happened. Okay. That is the order that this Venezuela situation happened. They told the oil companies what was going to happen. And I don't even think Congress has even been briefed yet still. Okay, now just slow down with me because this is where the story actually is. All right. The attack itself is serious. Okay. But how it was handled is what is setting off so many alarms. The United States, there should be a basic expectation when the military is used. I mean, there should be. Congress, at the very least, should be notified, or at least the top leaders in Congress. That includes, something called the Gang of Eight. All right. And that didn't happen here. Okay. Again, I don't think they were even briefed afterwards because according to Pete Hegseth on television, that's not something that they need to do. Instead, the president says that the oil companies were informed ahead of time, not after, by the way, ahead of time. Gave him a courtesy call, just before. This is the kind of thing that just shows you the bullshit. Okay, because this was supposed to be about fentanyl. We were bombing drug boats in the water. So you're telling me we're going from bombing drug boats for fentanyl, something that, by the way, is not even really associated in any way with Venezuela. So we're bombing these boats, which we found one of them in a neighboring country, and hey, there was some marijuana residue, some trace amounts, nothing else. That's it. Oh, and some bodies, obviously. Trump praised these oil companies, and said things like, quote, they want to go in, or said that they want to do a great job securing oil. So again, unless oil is code word for fentanyl, but no, it's not. I mean, this isn't about information. This is about priority. Okay. At the end of the day, who needs to know first? Because Venezuela has the largest, proven oil reserves on Earth. And that is an actual fact, all right? They're not drilling there to find it. It's already there. So here's something also not new about this. When military action and oil companies are being talked about in the same breath, people start asking questions. Not because, they support Venezuela's government, but because they oppose accountability. But guys, this flips how power is supposed to work. Normally, the chain goes like this: voters, Congress, then executive action. Here, okay? This is basically what we're seeing here is it's completely reversed. It doesn't make sense. Private companies knew, but elected lawmakers didn't. And that's why people from very different backgrounds are reacting so strongly. I'm pissed. I'm sure you can tell. This is ridiculous. A Democratic candidate said this was insane. A sitting member of Congress said this looks like an authoritarian system run by oligarchs. You don't have to agree with the politics that we're seeing every single day, okay? To understand and be concerned with what is happening in our country and around the world right now. If private corporations are briefed on military operations before Congress is, that's not routine. That's not normal. All right. And it raises some really, really big questions. Okay. Who is the military being used for? Because, once military force starts aligning with economic interests connected to, donors, rules start to change. And we've seen this before, okay? I went to Iraq twice, all right? And if you go back, you can find out how invested those oil companies were with that, with that war that killed so many Americans. Again, when military is used or connected to donors, the rules change. Not always quietly, but I promise you permanently. And when rules change quietly, that is when people usually realize it's too damn late. Or when they're in another country and they realize that their child is dead. All right, this doesn't look, I'm not trying to make people panic, all right? And this doesn't require panic, all right? Doesn't require exaggeration of any type either. But you're allowed to be flustered like I am, okay? This requires people paying better attention to orders that are given and the orders that events happen in. Who got the phone call and who didn't? Because when bombs are involved, that order matters. And that order now, that order is what's like shaking people across the political spectrum. That's like the moment we're all in right now, okay? Not left versus right, not, partisan noise, just a very basic question. It's that simple, okay? About who this government answers to first. Because I thought it was supposed to be us, but I apparently I'm very wrong, okay? And once you see it that way, it's going to be very hard to look away because we are being taken advantage of right now. He is getting ready to subsidize with taxpayer dollars, rebuilding and making the oil plants and the digging sites or whatever the pump sites, whatever you call them in Venezuela better. That's your money. That's my money. And that's just not right. Thank you for watching. I am Jared Zisser, and this is Ring of Fire. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications to make sure you are informed about everything important in progressive politics today. And if you are looking for fact-based independent reporting all day, every day, follow me here on Instagram or here on Facebook. See you in the next video.